Skol Nation, this one cuts deep. The roar from US Bank Stadium faded into a heavy silence last night after the Minnesota Vikings fell 20-17 to the Baltimore Ravens, dropping to 4-5 in a season that's already testing every fan's resolve. You could sense it building, the offense sputtering, the crowd's energy turning to frustration as flags flew more than footballs. It's those moments that remind us why we bleed purple, why we chant Skol through the pain. But something in the post-game words from the locker room is shaking things up, pointing fingers inward in a way that demands change. If you're part of this crew, hit that subscribe button, drop a like, and join the conversation. This community runs on real fans like you. Now, the voice leading this charge, none other than Justin Jefferson, the star wideout whose quiet night only amplified the disappointment. Jefferson didn't hold back after the game, laying it out plain. The Vikings' 8 false start penalties were the real villain, self-inflicted wounds that turned potential drives into nightmares. When you look at 8 pre-snap penalties, that's very difficult to recover from, he told reporters, his tone laced with that raw frustration only a competitor like him can muster. Moving from 1st and 10 to 2nd and 15 or even 20. It shrinks the playbook, forces conservative calls when you need explosive plays to ignite the dome. Picture it, the purple sea of fans, horns echoing faintly now as the offense lines up again and again only to jump early. 8 times, tied for the second most false starts in a game since 2000 according to the stats. That's not Baltimore's doing, that's Minnesota shooting itself in the foot, as Jefferson put it, the defense. They held strong, keeping the Ravens off the board until the third quarter, but it wasn't enough to overcome the chaos up front. J.J. McCarthy, the young gunslinger in his second year, was trying to build on his last outing against Detroit, but the afternoon turned rough. 20 of 42 for 248 yards, a score but 2 picks that stung. Yet Jefferson's words go deeper. He sees the fix within reach because it's on them. We were shooting ourselves in the foot, moving backward, and that's not something the defense caused. It's something we can control and fix ourselves. We have to look in the mirror and figure out how to improve this offense. That's the fire we love from him, the accountability that rallies Skol Nation. It's mid-season 4-5 and the horns need to echo louder. This isn't just a loss, it's a wake-up call echoing through the Twin Cities. Let's rewind the tape on that game. US Bank Stadium, November 9, primetime lights glaring down on a Vikings team hungry for a statement win. The Ravens came in rolling, but Minnesota's defense bent without breaking early. They stuffed Baltimore, no touchdowns until late, forcing field goals that kept it close. But the offense, it never clicked. Those false starts piled up like snow in a Minnesota winter, burying drives before they could gain traction. McCarthy's arm looked live at times, threading needles to his receivers, but the interceptions, picks that turned momentum, highlighted the growing pains of a sophomore QB. Jefferson himself had a subdued stat line, 4 catches on 12 targets for 37 yards. Not the explosive numbers we're used to from the kid who breaks records and defenses alike. And in a season where he's topped 100 yards just twice, neither with McCarthy slinging it, you feel the disconnect. The chemistry isn't there yet, that unspoken sync between QB and WR, one that turns good teams great. But Jefferson's not pointing blame outward. Post-game, when asked about building that connection, he kept it team first, just going back to work. Of course, giving him that motivation and giving those words to keep going, keep fighting, not let the bad plays affect him. It falls on us as a whole offense. That's leadership, Skol faithful. In the locker room haze with the sting of defeat fresh, Jefferson's the one steadying the ship. Head coach Kevin O'Connell echoed the sentiment, addressing the penalty plague head-on. "Well, I think we got to have a conversation as a group," he said. "What transpired, it doesn't feel like all 8 of those were the same scenario, the same sequence. We try to eliminate them all." He's right, it's not one issue but a chorus of miscues that snowball. O'Connell hammered it. That's been a huge point of what we think it's going to take to win the game every week. Talking with the team about eliminating those self-inflicteds, and we didn't do that in any way, shape, or form. We've got to fix it. The coach's words hang heavy because early in the season, these penalties were ghosts of the past, banished by focus and preparation. What changed against Baltimore? Was it the noise of the dome turning against them? The pressure of a home game slipping away? Or deeper issues in the line play, communication breakdowns that left linemen twitching too soon? Whatever it is, it's fixable, but only if they confront it now. At 4-5, the playoff picture blurs, but with talent like Jefferson, McCarthy's potential, and a defense that's shown flashes, there's still fire in the purple. Think back to last season's promise, the draft hype around McCarthy, Jefferson's supernova status. Fans dreamed of dynasties under the horns. But reality bites, a young QB learning on the fly, an offense grappling with identity. Those 8 flags weren't just penalties, they were symbols of a team not yet synced. Jefferson's call to look in the mirror, it's a rallying cry. Imagine the next practice, the film room buzzing, O'Connell diagramming escapes from second and long. The Vikings can turn this. As the post-game presser wrapped, you could see it in Jefferson's eyes, that determination to flip the script. He's not just a receiver, he's the heart of Skol Nation's hope. And with games ahead that could redefine this season, every fan feels that pull. The loss to Baltimore, it's fuel now. Word count 1,400 approx. Diving deeper into the aftermath, the Vikings locker room buzzed with a mix of resolve and reflection. Jefferson's comments weren't isolated. They rippled through the team, igniting conversations that could reshape the back half of 2025. Skol Nation, you've been here before. The dips that test loyalty, the self-doubts that fuel comebacks. This 27-19 defeat wasn't a blowout. It was a grinder where Minnesota's defense clawed to keep it competitive, sacking Lamar Jackson twice and limiting big plays until the dam broke. But those offensive penalties, they turned a winnable game into a lesson in humility. McCarthy's stat line tells part of the story. 248 yards, efficient in spots, but the 2 interceptions were daggers, one return for position that let Baltimore pull away. As a second-year guy, he's under the microscope, every throw scrutinized by a fanbase craving stability post-Cousins era. Jefferson's support shines here. Keep fighting, not let the bad plays affect him. It's veteran poise from a 25-year-old reminding us why he's the franchise cornerstone. Their chemistry, it's budding uneven, but in the NFL, bonds form in the fire of adversity. Remember Jefferson's rookie-year explosions. Now pair that with McCarthy's arm and the ceiling skyrockets. O'Connell's presser delved into the weeds, dissecting the false starts like a surgeon. We've got to understand what was different today than what had been something we felt like we eliminated from maybe early on in the season. Early 2025, the Vikings hummed, penalties rare as a quiet arrowhead. But against the Ravens under the bright lights, cadence faltered, alignment slipped. Is it youth on the line, new schemes, or the psychological weight of expectations in the dome? Whatever the route, the fix starts with reps, endless, grueling reps to ingrain rhythm to make the snap second nature. Zoom out to the bigger picture. At 4-5, the Vikings sit in the NFC North scrum, chasing Detroit and Green Bay. The schedule toughens, divisional clashes, road warriors waiting. But Jefferson's optimism lingers. We have to look in the mirror and figure out how to improve this offense. That's the blueprint. Fans recall the 98-yard bomb last year, the dances in the end zone, the Skol chants shaking the rafters. This offense has the pieces, it just needs polish. McCarthy learning from picks, Jefferson demanding more targets converted, linemen steadying nerves. The defense deserves props too, holding Baltimore to 27 despite the final tally. They bent, forced errors, but couldn't mask the offensive stall. In a league where margins are razor-thin, those 8 flags were the difference, turning third and manageable into punts. Jefferson nailed it, smaller play calls, less creativity, more predictability. Baltimore's secondary feasted on the conservatism. But here's the hope, self-inflicted means self-healed. No waiting for trades or miracles, just execution. As weeks pass, watch for adjustments. O'Connell's a wizard caller, pair him with a penalty-free unit and watch the explosion. Jefferson's quiet 37 yards, an anomaly. He's averaged 80+ when clicking, with McCarthy sinking 100-yarders return. The QB's motivation from his WR1, priceless. It falls on us as a whole offense, Jefferson said, unity over blame. Skol Nation, this loss echoes the Horn's call to rise. From the Twin Cities to outposts worldwide, fans gear up for redemption. Imagine the next home game, penalties banished, McCarthy to Jefferson for 6. The dome erupts, purple pride swells. O'Connell's conversations bear fruit, turning what if to watch out. Reflecting on Jefferson's journey from LSU phenom to Viking icon, his words carry weight. He's not just talking, he's leading. At 4-5, despair looms, but his mirror-gazing invites triumph. The Ravens game, a pivot point. Fix the feet, unleash the arms, and Skol rings eternal. In the end, it's about heart. The Vikings' faithful no pain builds champions. Jefferson's fire, McCarthy's grit, O'Connell's vision, ingredients for a surge. As the season unfolds, stay locked in. This community's pulse beats with every snap. Skol, word count 1,400 approx.